Okay, so today we will discuss about the discrete cosine transform. Okay, so this transform is actually calculated using FFT algorithm. So I guess all of you are aware of the FFT, fast Fourier transform algorithm. माहिती आहे का नाही सगळ्यांना? FFT माहिती आहे का नाही?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, okay. So who is this Nana Kumbhar? Immediately unmute yourself. Who is this Nana Kumbhar? महेश जाधव हे तुमचे मित्र वगैरे आहेत काय कोणी? तुम्ही लिंक बाहेर वगैरे देताय काय? बाहेर कुणाला या लिंक्स देऊ नका बरं का, कारण मे बी सम अनवॉन्टेड outsiders may come into the meeting and they will again spoil something. So together we will put ourselves into trouble. Okay, त्यामुळे ह्या लिंक बाहेर कुठे देत जाऊ नका. इट इज फॉर you have paid the fees. Okay, so we supposed to deliver, we supposed to serve you only, not the outsiders. So kindly don't disclose the links anywhere outside. Okay, that may be the serious issue then. Okay, and I want to clarify you one thing. I have resolved that attendance issue. So again, you can join with your college email. Okay. Sorry, again, I disturb you. But anyway, I have sorted that issue. तुम्ही तुमच्या उद्यापासून कॉलेजच्या ईमेलनी जॉईन करा. तुमचं जे नाव आणि आहे त्याचं स्ट्रक्चर राहू द्या. आय हॅव सॉर्टेड आउट दॅट इश्यू. ओके, सो हिअर आफ्टर द प्रॉब्लेम विल नॉट कम रिगार्डिंग युअर अटेंडन्स. कोण आहे नाना? काय नाना कुंभार हे म्हणजे असं कोणी आहे का? आधी कुंभार कोण आहे का आपल्या क्लासमध्ये? नो, यू नीड नॉट टू एनेबल युअर नेम्स इन कॉलेज. जसं आहे तसं राहू द्या. ठीक आहे, तुमचं नाव आणि मग आडनाव इन दॅट फॉर्मॅट ओनली. तुमच्या कॉलेजच्याच मेलनी उद्यापासून जॉईन करा. नीड नॉट टू जॉईन विथ युअर पर्सनल मेल. ओके, आय विल टेक केअर ऑफ युअर अटेंडन्स अनलेस अँड अंटिल यू हॅव जॉईन द मीटिंग. बरोबर आहे ना महेश जाधव? Okay, so coming back to our discussion, that is discrete cosine transform. Okay, so it is calculated using the FFT. So basically DCT uses the FFT algorithm to calculate, right? So it is also called as fast transform. Okay, so while discussing the merits and demerits of this discrete Fourier transform, we have clearly mentioned one thing: it is slower than the FFT and DCT, because DCT itself uses a FFT, that is the fast Fourier transform, for its calculation, and that DCT can also be known as fast transform. Okay, and where it is prominently used, it is used for the JPEG image compression. JPEG image compression. Okay, so JPEG image compression group uses this discrete Fourier transform. म्हणजे जेव्हा तुम्ही इमेज कॉम्प्रेस करता, बरोबर आहे, सपोज तुमची जेपीजी इमेज आहे ती तुम्हाला कॉम्प्रेस करायची आहे, तर त्यासाठी हा डिस्क्रीट कोसाइन ट्रान्सफॉर्म खूप युजफुल आहे. नाउ व्हॉट एव्हर द इक्वेशन you are getting on the screen, so that's the two-dimensional n into n image DCT equation, forward equation. म्हणजे टू डायमेन्शनल n into n इमेज साठी ते DCT इक्वेशन आहे. C of n, m is equal to k1 of n into k2 of n, summation y is equal to 0 to m minus 1, then summation x is equal to 0 to n minus 1, cos of pi n in bracket x plus 0.1 upon n bracket complete multiplied by cos of pi m in bracket y plus 0.1 divided by m bracket complete into f of x comma y, and x comma y is nothing but spatial coordinates. Okay, and where what is n, what is m, then what is kn, what is k2 of n, what is k1 of n, so that is already mentioned there. Okay, so k1 of n is 1 upon under root n for n is equal to 0, and for rest value it is 2 divided by root n. Similarly is the case with the k2 of m. So it is 1 upon root m for the m is equal to 0, and it's a 2 divided by root m for m is not equal to 0, means any other value than the 1. So this is the forward equation of this DCT, discrete cosine transform. Now this is the inverse DCT of that same equation. Okay, this is now the inverse DCT equation. So f of x comma y is equal to k1 of m into k2 of m. The same equation with only change, that is instead of f of x comma y, here c of n comma n. The remaining every term is same. Remaining every term is same, right? And where this m, n, k1 of n, k2 of n has the same significance similar to the forward DCT kernel, right? Means now what you can conclude from this, DCT has same forward and backward kernel. म्हणजे त्याचं फॉरवर्ड इक्वेशन आणि बॅकवर्ड इक्वेशन सेम आहे, बरोबर आहे. ह्या आणि आता ही इक्वेशन बघा, बरोबर आहे. इथं काय फक्त सी ऑफ एम आणि इकडे एफ ऑफ एक्स कॉमा वाय, मधली जी टर्म आहे ती सेम टर्म इथं आहे, फक्त इकडे एफ ऑफ एक्स कॉमा वाय कारण आपण इनव्हर्स इक्वेशन घेतोय, बरोबर आहे, आणि इकडे सी ऑफ एन कॉमा एम आहे. पण उरलेली जी टर्म आहे k1 of n, then k2 of n, then that summation, this two cost term, this is all are same. What it means, its forward and reverse kernels are same, right? So this is a symmetric and separate transform. So DCT is a symmetric and separate transform, means it has a symmetric function as well as it is a separate transform. It is also has excellent energy compaction for highly correlated data, means it has very excellent energy compaction, right, as compared to the DFT. DCT is noise immune system, right? As compared to DFT, DCT has very low noise. It has a fast computational speed because it uses the FFT. That's why obviously it must have fast computational speed. And DCT kernel is continuously varying function, so it continuously changes gray level within m comma n square, means it's continuously what we can say varying function, so it continuously changes the gray level within that m comma n square, right? So these are the properties of DCT, and this is how you can able to get the discrete cosine transform of any image. For example, you can consider the top left image, right? That is the original image, and after discrete cosine transform, these plots you are getting. So this is about the DCT. Now merits of the DCT, that means advantages of DCT. What are the advantages of DCT? So it is a real and orthogonal transform. Okay, so it has a real as well as orthogonal functionality. It is a fast transform. It is true because DCT uses the fast Fourier transform algorithm. It can be calculated in n log to the base n operation via n point transform, right? So it has n log to the base n operation calculation, means it can calculate these many number of n point transform. It has excellent energy compaction, that is also true. It is used for designing transform code and Wiener filter. So that is used for the transform code, for Wiener filter, and major use and advantage that we have seen, it is used for the JPEG compression, right? Whatever the JPEG image that you have, it is used for the compression of that JPEG image. It is near suitable for the hoteling and KL transform. So it is mostly suitable for the hoteling and KL transform. And also it has a periodicity of 2n, right? It has a periodicity of 2n, while DFT has a periodicity of only n, but it has a periodicity of twice the n. So these are the advantages or merits of the discrete cosine transform, right? Now next transform that we will differentiate is KL transform. KL transform, that is Karunan-Love transform, right? Karunan-Love transform, shortly known as KL transform. So what is this KL transform? It is also known as peripheral component analysis, right? It is also known as principal component analysis, used for the dimension reduction. So what is the basic use of this KL transform? So it's a principal component analysis, and that is used for the dimension reduction. That means if you want to reduce the size, or if you want to reduce the dimension of your original image, this transform is very much useful, right? So this KL theory depend on the assumption that image is ergodic with respect to the mean and autocorrelation function, right? So it has that ergodic type of function with respect to the mean and autocorrelation function. That means the spatial statistics of a single image are same as the ensemble statistics over the whole set of image. That means whatever the spatial statistics, means its coordinate, its amplitude at particular pixel. So that is all are spatial statistics. So any spatial statistics are a single image are same as the same as the enable statistics over the whole set of image. That means it can be a similar to the whole set of image, or you have that close correlation function with that whole set of image, right? So it is based on the eigenvalue decomposition of the covariance matrix of an image. So it is based on the eigenvalue decomposition of covariance matrix of an image. It finds orientation of major axis of object within image and then rotate the image. That means this transform is also used for the what we can say, the image rotation purpose. If you want to rotate the image, right, or if you want to reverse the
Hello
direction
sir.
of the, yes,
PPT दिसत नाही सर.
हा सर दिसत नाही.
okay, fine, I will sort it out. Now you are getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So this KL transform or this Coronel-Liu transform is mostly used for the to rotate the image around any axis, and its second most common application is dimension reduction application, right? And for that purpose, with mathematical operation or which mathematical process it is used, so it is based on the eigenvalue principle or eigenvalue decomposition of the covariance matrix of the original image. So this Carhon-Low transform uses for the measure that image reduction and image rotation purpose. So again, this has the equation as m is equal to mx upon my and c is equal to c1, c2, c3, c4. So these are the covariance matrix and centroid, right? It requires calculation of centroid and covariance mean, and centroid can be calculated. So that m is nothing but covariance mean. How it is calculated? Mx upon my, and that C is nothing but centroid matrix C1, C2, C3 and C4. It has 4 elements, where this C1 is nothing but 1 upon Q, right? Summation I is equal to 1 to Q, then x1 square minus mx square. C2, C3 has a common value 1 upon Q, summation I is equal to 1 to Q, xi into yi minus mx minus my. So this is the equation for C2 and C3. And about C4, it has equation 1 upon Q, summation I is equal to 1 to Q yi square minus my square. So these are these 4 components of that matrix C, that is the centroid matrix, right? So by using this covariance mean matrix, that is mx upon my, and the centroid matrix, which is C1, C2, C3, C4, where the C1, C2, C3 and C4 values are given below. So by using this, you can calculate the required parameters for this KL transform, right? Now, we will talk about the limitations and applications of this KL transform, right? What are the limitations of this KL transform and what are the applications of this KL transform? So limitation is KL transform is not used in practice because its basis function depend on the covariance matrix of an image, right? That means it is input dependent, means whatever the input you will have, depending upon that you can have the different covariance matrices. For every input there is different covariance matrix, right? So it is not a fixed function. Depending upon your input, you have to calculate your covariance matrix. So that is the first disadvantage. Then that increases the computational efforts. So to calculate what we can say every time covariance matrix for the every new image, so that increases the computational efforts. And the last limitation is fast computational algorithms for KL transform implementations are not available. That means to calculate that covariance matrix fastly, right, as the input changes, that means as the new image comes, you have to calculate its covariance matrix immediately. Then and then only you can use that KL transform. But there is no such a facility available, and that's why this KL transform is not used in the practice. Instead of this, it has a similar characteristics of DCT. So instead of this KL transform, that DCT transform can be used, right? Now, what are the probable operation applications of this KL transform? So it is used for the changing direction of handwriting in scanner, right? That means rotating the direction. Then it is used for the image compression, automatic rotation of object, pattern recognition, etc. So these are the widely used operations, right, in this for this KL transform. Okay, so this is about the KL transform. Now the last thing we will discuss is discrete wavelet transform. So last transform is there, it is discrete wavelet transform, DWT. Now what do you mean by wavelet transform? So the term wavelet means a small waveform of limited duration, right? What is meaning of wavelet? A small waveform of limited duration. So that is mean by wavelet. Wavelet are localized wave that extend for a finite time duration compared to sine waves, right? So means suppose if you have a sinusoidal signal, consider if you have a sinusoidal signal, then it's you can divide or you can actually split that sinusoidal signal into very small part of the small duration, and now that each part of the small duration can be known as wavelet, right? That each part of the small duration can be known as wavelet of that major signal, right? So wavelet is a small waveform of limited duration. So discrete wavelet transform also refers to the wavelet transform in which the mother wavelet is a discrete function or mother wavelet is a sampled discrete. That means mother wavelet means what? It is the that main entire what we can see window, that is the mother wavelet, right? And if you again split that mother window into its small regions or small parts, then that individual small parts can be known as the wavelet, transform, right? So in case of discrete wavelet transform, the filters of different cutoff frequencies are used to analyze signal at different scales. Then the signal is passed through the series of high pass filter to process high frequency component. Then it passed through a low pass filter to process low frequency component. That means how now आपण शिकलो की वेवलेट म्हणजे काय? अ वेवफॉर्म ऑफ लिमिटेड ड्युरेशन. म्हणजे जी तुमची मेन सिग्नल आहे त्याचे जर का तुम्ही छोटे 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 पार्ट्स केले तर तो प्रत्येक पार्ट्स म्हणजे वेवलेट होतो आणि ती मेन वेवफॉर्म म्हणजे तुमचं मदर वेवलेट होते, बरोबर आहे. पण हे अचीव्ह कसं करायचं, बरोबर आहे? हे त्याचे त्या सिग्नलचे असे छोटे पार्ट्स कसे करायचे? तो द मेथड इज यू कॅन यूज अ फिल्टर ऑफ डिफरंट कट ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सीज, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे सपोज मला पहिला पार्ट पाहिजे 0 to 5 हर्ट्स पर्यंतचा, तर मी पहिले 5 हर्ट्स कट ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सी असलेला एक फिल्टर वापरणार. नेक्स्ट इट इज 5 हर्ट्स to 10 हर्ट्स पार्ट. नाउ आय विल यूज द next cutoff filter next cutoff filter which has frequency range from 5 hertz to 10 hertz. Now I will get the another part. Next I will use the 10 hertz or the 11 hertz to next 15 hertz. This is the third part. Next 16 hertz to 20 hertz. This is the next fourth part. Likewise I can what we can say, chop that signal into small waveforms that is of small duration, and that individual small waveform is known as wavelet, and that entire signal is known as mother wavelet, right? That entire signal is known as mother wavelet. मग ह्याच्यात तुम्ही अजून काय करू शकता की ओके मी पहिले सपोज तुमच्याकडे काय बाबा एक 20 हर्ट्सचा सिग्नल आहे, फॉर एन एक्झाम्पल 20 हर्ट्सचा सिग्नल आहे, मला त्याचे 5 भाग करायचे, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे प्रत्येक भाग कितीचा करावा लागणार? 4 हर्ट्सचा. पहिला येणार 0 to 4 हर्ट्स, देन 5 to 8 हर्ट्स, देन 9 to 12 हर्ट्स, देन 13 to 16 हर्ट्स अँड लास्ट वन इज 17 to 20 हर्ट्स. हे 5 झाले, बरोबर आहे. या 5 साठी मी वेगवेगळे फिल्टर वापरणार, वेगवेगळ्या कट ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सीचे फिल्टर वापरणार, राईट. आय मे यूज द फिल्टर्स विथ डिफरंट कट ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सी. पहिला फिल्टर असणार तो फक्त 0 to 4 हर्ट्सच सेपरेट करणार. नेक्स्ट it will 5 to 8 hertz, right? So I will use 5 different filters with different cutoff frequencies. Okay, now again in that 4 hertz duration, if I want to again split that signal with 2 hertz, that means first will be of 0 to 2 hertz and next will be 3 to 4 hertz, right? म्हणजे परत मी त्याचे अजून लहान तुकडे करू शकतो. म्हणजे ह्याची मदर वेवलेट कोण झाली? 0 to 4 हर्ट्स. इट्स द मदर वेवलेट. परत त्याचे छोटे छोटे तुकडे तुम्ही किती करू शकता, राईट? सो why we have to do that? Because if you want to operate any particular part of the image, right, and if you want to particular modify that part of the image, then you have to go for this discrete wavelet transform, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे जर का तुमचा एरिया ऑफ ऑपरेशन खूप लहान असेल किंवा इफ यू वॉन्ट टू एक्सट्रॅक्ट द फायनेस्ट डिटेल्स इन द इमेज, देन यू हॅव टू गो फॉर दिस वेवलेट ट्रान्सफॉर्म, राईट? म्हणजे तुम्ही डिफरंट कट ऑफ फ्रिक्वेन्सीचे फिल्टर वापरून त्या मेन सिग्नलचे छोटे छोटे पार्ट्स करून घ्यायचे आणि त्या प्रत्येक पार्ट्सला तुम्ही म्हणणार वेवलेट. बरोबर आहे. इट इज ऑफ व्हेरी स्मॉल ड्युरेशन. Right. Now again, you can pass that individual part to that individual wavelet to the high pass filter and again low pass filter, and then you can extract different information from that. बरोबर आहे. मग ते तुम्ही हाय पास फिल्टर मधून पास करा. You will get the high frequency components and you will get the high frequency information. Then you pass that part into a low pass filter. Then you can give the लो फ्रिक्वेन्सी कॉम्पोनंट. म्हणजे ते जे तुम्ही पार्ट केलेले आहेत ते हाय पास फिल्टर मधनं पास करायचे आणि तेच सेम पार्ट तुम्ही परत लो पास फिल्टर मधनं पास करायचे. म्हणजे तुम्हाला हाय फ्रिक्वेन्सी कॉम्पोनंट्स ऍज वेल ऍज लो फ्रिक्वेन्सी कॉम्पोनंट्स हे दोन्ही मिळणार आहेत. बरोबर आहे. सो दिस डिस्क्रीट वेवलेट ट्रान्सफॉर्म इज मोस्टली अप्लाइड फॉर द सिग्नल कोडिंग. राइट. इट इज मोस्टली अप्लाइड फॉर द सिग्नल कोडिंग. The wavelet transform has gained widespread acceptance in signal processing and image compression. So this wavelet transform now is getting most popularity and it is used like you can say worldwide. Okay, it is used now worldwide. And the mother wavelet is given by psi of t is equal to e raised to minus t square divided by 2 plus jw. So this is the equation for the mother wavelet. Okay. So by using this equation, you can actually split that signal into the small parts. Okay. So it is the Gaussian windowed Fourier transform with sine and cosine oscillation at the central frequency f0. So it can be known as that Gaussian window Fourier transform, right? This discrete wavelet transform. And remember, we are talking about the two-dimensional transforms. Okay. So this equation is for the two-dimensional discrete transform, right? And this has the sine and cosine oscillations. Okay, it has the sine and cosine oscillation. Now, what are the advantage of this? Wavelet compressions has the 3 dB improvement over DCT based compressions. Means again, it has certain advanced compression technique. Compression ratio as compared with discrete cosine transform, right? It has the higher compression ratio as compared with the discrete cosine transform. And third advantage is discrete wavelet transform allows good localization both in time as well as spatial frequency domain, right? So DWT can be expressed well in time domain as well as in frequency domain, spatial frequency domain, right? So these are the advantages of discrete wavelet transform. Now we will discuss about the now comparison part, right? Comparison between the DFT and wavelet transform. That means comparison between the discrete Fourier transform and wavelet transform. Now what are the comparison? What are the difference point? So we will talk about the first point in DFT, right? It represent a signal in terms of sinusoids, right? So obviously you are knowing discrete Fourier transform represents the signal in terms of sinusoid, where in case of wavelet, it represents as a basis function of the wavelet transform, right? And that are a very small waves located in different time, right? So it is represented in basis function of the wavelet transform. Next point is it provides a signal which is localized only in the frequency domain, right? Discrete Fourier transform काय आहे? फक्त frequency domain मधला localized signal दाखवतो. But in case of wavelet transform, you can localize the signal in time as well as in frequency domain. Time as well as in frequency domain, right? Okay. Now, third point that we will discuss is third point that will discuss is it does not provide a multi-resolution system. DFT will not provide a multi-resolution system where this wavelet transform, right, that provides a multi-resolution system. म्हणजे याचा अर्थ काय, तुम्ही असे कितीही त्याचे छोटे 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 पार्ट्स करू शकता, बरोबर आहे. म्हणजे तुम्ही कितीही त्याचं डीप किंवा अ व्हेरी स्मॉल ड्युरेशन यू कॅन गेट विथ द वेवलेट, राईट. सो the meaning of that multi resolution is particular to that. Okay. Then next point is, if the signal has discontinuities, Fourier transform produces many significant coefficients with the large magnitude, right. म्हणजे जर का सिग्नल मध्ये जर का डिसकंटिन्युटीज असतील तर त्याचा तुम्ही इक्विव्हॅलंट फुरियर ट्रान्सफॉर्म जर का घेतलात तर दॅट प्रोड्युसेस मेनी सिग्निफिकंट कोएफिशियंट विथ लार्ज मॅग्निट्यूड, राईट. सिमिलर इन केस ऑफ वेवलेट मध्ये काय होतं, वेवलेट जनरेट्स अ फ्यू सिग्निफिकंट कोएफिशियंट फॉर अ सिग्नल विथ डिसकंटिन्युटीज, राईट. वेवलेट ट्रान्सफॉर्म हा छोट्याशा म्हणजे दॅट विल जनरेट अ व्हेरी फ्यू सिग्निफिकंट कोएफिशियंट, राईट, if signal has discontinuities. Next point is application, where we are using DFT for frequency domain transformation of the signal. This is the major and main important use of DFT, and where we are using the wavelets, image communications, then compression, denoising, different filtering operation, etc. So these are the basic use of the wavelet transform. So this is the comparison between the DFT and wavelet. Now we will talk about the comparison between the DFT and DCT, discrete Fourier transform and discrete cosine transform. Now what are the comparison points? So DFT has the large computational complexity, as all of you know, right. DCT has the less computational complexity. Why? Because DCT uses the FFT, fast Fourier transform. Then for the DFT, the storage memory required is large. In case of DCT, storage memory required is less, right. DFT has a periodicity of n, where DCT has a periodicity of 2n, that's twice the n. Then it is a asymmetric transform. Which one? DFT. DFT is a asymmetric transform, where this DCT is a symmetrical transform, where this DCT is a symmetrical transform. Then about the DFT, it has a poor energy compaction, right. DCT has a better energy compaction as compared to DFT. DFT has a poor energy compaction as compared with DCT. Next one is compression ratio is less in case of DFT. So it is not well suited for the image compression, where in case of DCT, it has a high compression ratio. That means it is mostly suited for the image compression. Then used for the frequency domain transformation, DCT used for the image compression application. Last difference point is ringing is observed in case of DFT. In case of DCT, ringing is not observed. So you can compare and you can finally conclude that DCT is always best transform to use, and even wavelet is again much better than the DCT, right. So DFT is only used for the frequency domain transform, but you cannot use that with very what we can say large number of operations and in large number of areas. No, it is not good for the image compression. Even it is not good for the analysis of image, right, because it has very poor energy compaction. And again, it is not good for the image processing applications because it is the asymmetric transform. Again, it has a much computational complexity, and of course memory storage required is also very large in case of DFT. But all these disadvantages are rectified in DCT, discrete cosine transform. And now we can conclude DCT is always better, and even wavelet transform is also much better than the DCT, right. So these are the difference. This is about the comparison between DFT and DCT. Okay. So here I conclude the end of unit number 2. Okay, in this unit, you have only 4 transform, right? And you have only 4 transform, and you have to study discrete Fourier transform, that is two-dimensional discrete Fourier transform, then two-dimensional discrete cosine transform. Okay, third one is two-dimensional KL transform, and the last one is two-dimensional discrete wavelet transform, right? So these are the 4 transform are there in your syllabus, right? And again, I told you, there is again many more, right? As I mentioned you, there is Hart transform is available, hammered transform is available, then you have a Hotelling transform, right? So there is again 2-3 more transforms are available, and that is used in different image processing applications also. But for your syllabus, we will stick with this 4 transform only. Okay. So I hope you are through with this unit. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me right now. कोणाला काही डाऊट? समजलंय का सगळं? समजलंय का सगळं? नितीन पांढरे,
Yes, sir.
समजलं सगळं?
हो, sir.
Okay, fine. Then we will stop here. From next lecture, we will start with the unit number 3, that is image enhancement. Okay. So I conclude the unit number 2 is finished. Okay. From next lecture, we will start with the unit number 3, image enhancement. Okay. We will stop here today.